So this long 20 years of war, we've known people who have lost their lives, who have lost limbs, who have continued to suffer the seen and unseen wounds of war. You know many families that have lost loved ones, pay the ultimate price for this last 20 years. What's your message to those people?
I mean, that's really what has brought me out to speak with you and go public. That hasn't been what I've done since I left office. And my heart goes out to the Gold Star families. And I can't even fathom what they're going through, the re-injury and the re-traumatization of what they're going through. And the cliche question now is, was it worth it? Well, I'll go to my grave believing this, there's just an inherent value of service to your country. And the tragedy that befalls, that's the nature of war. And the tragedy that is war, it wouldn't be war if there wasn't tragedy, right? So I can't even fathom and have any words of solace or anything like that. I just, have been so honored to serve with them and served with their loved ones. And, there's biblical scripture, of course, about no greater love hath man than to give his life for a friend. I obviously didn't get that exactly right, but and then for me, there's just enormous value and courage and dignity in serving your country. And, we're so fortunate,
Have many Gold Star families reached out to you?
Sure.
Can you share anything about what you told them?
No, it's too searing. I'll break down in tears. I can't talk about it here.
Okay. Anything else, any final thoughts, anything you want to share with the American public about your role as Secretary of Defense?
No one really cares about that. What I'd really like to share, though, is, the goal that I had while I was there was to draw down these awards responsibly. I would firmly believe that. Then to organize the department for the future, which weren't very successful with, but still I think threw some ideas on the table. But at the end of the day, what the most important thing was to give voice and provide support to members of our armed forces, veterans, and their families. And I just, as a veteran, I think it's really, really important now, more important than ever, that we come together as a country. And only 1% of population serves, that's fine. That's what we've decided as a nation is the way we want to do our national defense. About 7%, I think, are veterans. It's a very small population. And I just urge, the American people to reach out to a veteran. I represent, it was this warrant officer that I grew up with named Mike Carmichael had felt a calling. He's retired now, and he felt a calling about 2 months ago to establish an organization that brings public awareness to the crisis of veteran suicide. And of course, Mike sent me a note, and I'm like, how can I help? Because I love the guy to death. And he established an organization called Check-A-Vet, and checkavet.org, and it provides public awareness. So for American citizens that are trying to learn about veterans issues, it's a great website. We're not going to make any money on it. That's not our point at all. Happy to take donations to help expand our base. And the other thing is, it's for veterans. If they're feeling in need, it's a good place to go for some resources. But at the end of the day, if you know a veteran, go give them a hug.
Do you think after the tumult of Afghanistan subsides, do you think the United States, the public, the American public, will still have that kind of same caring about veterans, or is that going to go away, do you think?
I mean, that's the thing I worry about the most. That's what I'm very focused on. Administration has put a lot of money into Veterans Administration, but let's be honest, they only service about 30 to 40% of veterans' needs. This is about America. We sent these folks off the war. We have a moral, ethical obligation to continue to provide support to them. Because although the guns have fallen silent, the war continues for a lot of people. And that's my biggest concern is like, oh, wars are done, we're going to move on. This is the most critical time where we have to pay attention to these issues and make sure that our veterans and their families are getting, and Gold Star families, that they're getting the services and the support they need. That's my fundamental principle, that's why I'm going public.
We had the cost of war report came out today and said that the cost of care for veterans of this war is jumping to $2.5 trillion over the next, by 2050.
Okay, so when we go to war, that's the cost of going to war. That's why these decisions of war and peace are so important, and that's why I think it's really important as well that the American people pay a lot more attention to these things as we go forward, and that we have a strategy and we look at this clear-eyed about what our objectives are, and we stick with that.